Welcome everyone. Welcome back to Michigan. We are so excited to get to know you even better. Our team is here to help you out. So reach out if you have questions and check out Slack. We're kicking off SLAM. Thank you to the SLAM committee, Second Look at Michigan. You have been working very hard. And to our team, our fabulous Becky and wonderful Sandy and April. We can't do anything without you all, so I deeply appreciate you. And I want to introduce our Dean Gay. So you met us on interview day. Are those feelings coming back for how it felt to be interviewing? Now you can relax and sit back and just enjoy and get to know all the schools you're admitted to. Dean Gay is very thoughtful, very considerate, super sharp. So excited to have him kick off SLAM for you. Dr. Gay, take it away.
Oh, thank you very much, Carol. Thank you very much, Becky. Welcome, everybody. It's so good to see you again. I am this much closer to seeing you guys in person, which I am so looking forward to. So first things first, I want to thank the Second Look at Michigan, the SLAM committee. Our amazing medical student committee has done a brilliant job helping to put all this together so you can get a chance to know who we are a little bit better, to understand our community and what's important to us. So as everybody was sitting around talking about what the theme of this should be, because there are a couple themes. One of them, like I said, is for you guys to get to know each other. But also, it's very important to let you know what's important to us. And so as we looked at our community, as we looked at our society, it became very clear that this year's Second Look should really be about diversity and health equity. And so it's going to be threaded throughout the weekend. And one of the reasons is actually pretty simple. One of my brilliant medical students pointed out to me in a meeting that you always know what's important to folks because that's what they show you. And that's what they try to get you to understand. And so we want you to get a good understanding of why we do the things we do here at Michigan, why it's important for us to create the leaders and the best, and to bring the very best medical students in the world to be a part of our community and family. We're very intentional about a bunch of things, and we have noticed that other medical schools aren't, but they can do it whatever way they wish. For us, it's extremely important to build a class, and that's why diversity is so important. Diversity of thought, diversity of experience, diversity of so many things, because a class, in our opinion, should learn every bit as much from each other as they do from the faculty and the patients they care for. This is extraordinarily important to us. You are extraordinarily important to us. Michigan is what it is, and we can do the things we do, and we can reach out and change the world because brilliant and talented students find their way here, and they inspire us, they focus us, they challenge us, they push us, and they bring an energy and a drive and a passion that constantly keeps us going. So I can't tell you how much I look forward for all of you to be a part of our family very, very soon. Because to be a part of the Michigan family is to be a part of the Michigan family for the rest of your life. Like I said at your interview day, you will walk this earth, and if you are wearing that Maze M, someone will turn to you and say, "Go Blue." And when they do so, they will be saying that we're a part of the family together, and anything you need, I'm here to help you. That's what this is all about. So as an icebreaker, because icebreakers are important when hundreds of new people get together, we're going to do something a little different. So my first request is that all of you turn off your cameras. So first, turn on your cameras if you have never lived somewhere where it snows. All right, not bad, only a couple. Everybody's seen a little bit of snow, but a few of you. All right, here's the second one. Since we've been in a pandemic, you actually took the opportunity to make a sourdough starter. Now, I didn't do too much sourdough starter. I just ate a lot of sourdough bread brought over by my friends, and that was kind of wonderful.
Look at all the cameras that are turning on, Dr. Gay.
Everybody doing a little baking. Outstanding. All right. So the third thing I'm going to ask, anyone, when they come to medical school, who will be bringing a pet with them. And if you got your pets there, feel free to show them. My baby Coco, my border collie, is upstairs asleep. I think you saw her picture at one point around the holidays, but we'll see. All right. So the fourth question. If anyone has ever worked actively in diversity, equity, or inclusion. So if you got your cameras on, just keep your cameras off. You don't have to keep turning them off. If you turn them on once, just keep them on. That's fine. But if you've ever actively worked in diversity, equity, or inclusion, please turn on your cameras. Oh, look at you guys. And last but not least, if you've been admitted to the University of Michigan Medical School, please turn on your cameras. Yeah, see, we're all linked together in one way or another. I tell you, it's been my joy and my pleasure to talk to you for a little bit today. This is going to be a wonderful series of events for you guys. I'm hopeful it will be, but I have great faith in my brilliant students and my fantastic team who have put this together. And no, although we are in many places and we're doing this virtually, we're still a community and we're still together in all this. And having you have the opportunity to begin to know who you will learn with and who you will learn from and the type of people that you will work side by side with, never in competition, but always to lift each other up, because we here at Michigan know the truth that when everybody's good, it lifts everybody and everybody then gets to do exactly what they want. So we look forward for that opportunity for all of you. We look forward to having you all here, and we hope you enjoy the time that we get to spend together over the next few days. So last but not least, I get to introduce our wonderful chairs. Sophie and Jinghao are going to take it over from here. And it's been wonderful to see you. Please be well, stay safe, and above all things, go blue. I really look forward to seeing you guys again soon. Take care and be well. Bye.
I'm not really sure how I'm supposed to speak after that, honestly. But next, what we have is we'll be showcasing our Student Diversity Council, the SDC, and I think they'll be able to explain this much better than anyone else can. So first, we have Yemi Olomolade. She's a Canadian-born non-trad who completed her postbac at Columbia University and lived in Chicago before starting medical school. Some of her activities include Student Diversity Council co-chair, Student Council Honor Council representative, and former Honor Council president. She is the director of University Pipeline Mentorship Initiative. She is a Black Medical Association member, and she is also a member of the Anti-Racism Oversight Committee and has been heavily involved in research before and during med school. Please take it away, Yami.
Awesome, wonderful. Thank you so much. Hi, everyone. Very, very happy to see you all. I'm very happy to be here. And again, with the introduction, I am the co-chair of the Student Diversity Council. And then I also sit on Honor Council. And to give you a little bit of a taste of what Student Diversity Council is, we are, if I were to liken, we're like Student Council, but for all of the affiliated organizations. So we have three separate arms, and I actually have Sammy Lyons, who is also involved in Student Diversity Council here, who will also give a little bit more of an overview. But with Student Diversity Council, we have three arms in which we work under. And so we have activism, outreach, and education. And so a lot of our activities and a lot of our programmings fall under those three wings. And we've done a couple different things on campus, and this, it ranges really. We've done a lot of curriculum overhaul, and this was spearheaded by our education chair, and her name is Kirti Gandhi, who matched today in internal medicine. And we also have done some wellness activities as well. And so we've given wellness grants to medical students just to really support students, especially considering all of the fun that med school brings. We just want to ensure that students are taking care of themselves and also have the opportunity to be taken care of to some degree as it relates to SDC. And another thing that we've done, especially as it relates to activism, is really focusing on how can we ensure that student organs are cared for and that students especially are cared for whenever there's something that happens nationally. We recognize that, again, in thinking about wellness and taking care of everyone, when these things happen outside of this institution, we don't necessarily live in a bubble, right? And so things happen, students experience them, they may feel a lot of mental strain from them. And so again, Student Diversity Council pairs with administration, but then we also have our own initiatives within the organization to really allow students to have a safe space, but then also just to be a source of support for students as well. So those are a few things. And then Sammy.
My name is Sammy. I'm a third-year medical student. I am currently the representative for community engagement for the Student Diversity Council. I'm also the co-editor-in-chief for the Michigan Journal of Medicine, which is a student-run journal here at the medical school. And then I also help run the neurosurgery interest group, and I'm affiliated with the Young Neurosurgeons Committee, which is part of the national organization for the American Association of Neurological Surgeons. It's just younger folks and having a little bit more influence there within the neurosurgical community. I went to school at the University of Michigan, Ann Arbor, so I haven't really left. I rode briefly here for the university. And then I'm a non-traditional student, and definitely non-traditional in the sense of I did jujitsu and taught yoga for almost 2 years before coming to medical school. I did nothing related to medicine whatsoever, which I think was a good thing. So with that, I will get started on explaining a little bit more about the Student Diversity Council, and Yemi gave a very wonderful overview. Here is a picture of all of our faces, so you can see everyone else who wasn't able to be on this call with us tonight. Our wonderful leaders, Erica and Yemi, and you can see her photo there. And as she mentioned, Kirti Gandhi is our Vice Chair of Education, who is predominantly the lead for the overhaul of our educational curriculum with respect to diversity, equity, and inclusion. Under her, we have Kavya, AA. She oversees our DEI lecture review. And so with this, we're reviewing all lectures across the preclinical and clinical environment for cultural humility. Kavya D is also involved in this, and her specific role is a representative for the educational series. And she is actually taking a further look at what are called core and trustable professional activities, which are essentially the activities by the end of your time here at the medical school, you'll be able to say you are competent in, and looking at adding a competency related to diversity, equity, and inclusion. And that is starting here at the university. Within regards to activism, Alia is our vice chair, and under her we have Yenna, who is a representative to the Anti-Racism Oversight Committee, and Brandon, who acts as our affiliate to the Student Council. And then on the outreach side, we are led by Hannah, and then there's me, community engagement, and then Kenzie, who kind of oversees our wellness mini grants that Yemi was referring to. And then our lovely N1 Sanaya keeps our records in finance and makes sure that we are up to date and doing everything right. And then Yunhee helps us oversee all of our survey development and our various research projects. So we have also taken ourselves to conferences, and we recently presented at the Diversity Medicine Conference. You can see following here just a little bit more of the background of us. We were restructured in May of 2020 following the murder of George Floyd and others. And this was more in a response to seeing that there wasn't enough of sustainable student-driven kind of initiatives in a way to kind of coalesce and make a collective voice. And we basically help all the other identity groups and other organizations who want to be a part of the mission of increasing diversity, equity, inclusion at the medical school be able to do that. And so I went over a little bit of our leadership, and you can see some of the other projects that we have working on that we've already touched at. And our future goals are basically to continue to increase collaboration with administration, which part of that has led to us being able to present with you today. And then also work to provide compensation and recognition for all the students and faculty who devote time, effort, and have various achievements within the DEI space to show that this is significant. It deserves attention, it deserves recognition, and it deserves to have a voice at this school that is consistent and sustainable. So with that, I will end and hand the mic back over to our committee chairs.
Thank you so much, Yummy and Sammy, that was really amazing to hear what you all are working on. I hadn't even heard of all the different initiatives that you all are doing. So super work. The next aspect we're gonna turn to is something I think you all will really love. So here at Michigan, all students are required to do a capstone for impact project, which is the way that we at Michigan make sure that students are able to really establish some sort of world-changing project, passion project. It can be anything from research to doing, like, I don't know, probably people have done plays and all different kinds of like humanity type things, anything you can think of that you'd like to showcase that you think could impact the world. And so the first person I'd like to introduce is an M4, and his name is Des Lowe, and he is from Michigan, attended University of Michigan for neuroscience as an undergrad. He is involved in a bunch of things in the med school, including being an admissions ambassador. He's also in the Black Medical Association, or BMA. He's a Black Undergraduate Medical Association mentor, as well as an upperclassman clerkship advisor. He's a dancer in our biorhythms student group, which if you haven't checked out, please definitely do. And the Global Health Disparities Path of Excellence he's involved in as well. So welcome, Des.
Thank you for that, Sophie. My name is Des. I'm a fourth year here who just found out this morning that I successfully matched into anesthesia. I guess a little more of a, thank you. I guess a little more of a background for me. So I'm a first generation college student, first generation medical student. I was born and raised in Detroit, then kind of moved to like a little suburb of Detroit. Thanks, Becky. And kind of through those experiences and through my childhood, I've witnessed and lived through a lot of disparities in general, kind of just being associated with like lower/middle income. And those experiences more so like motivated a lot of my interest for my capstone project. And kind of like Sophie was saying, like your capstone project can be anything that you're kind of passionate about or anything that you just have any sort of inkling or interest in. To be completely honest, you're gonna do plenty of things if you choose to come to Michigan. Like you're going to do a lot over the 4 years that you're here. So it's super easy to kind of like adapt any of those interests into whatever you want your capstone to be. So for those of you who may be unfamiliar with the Ann Arbor area, Ann Arbor is a pretty well-resourced area, but the surrounding cities are not necessarily as privileged as us. So my original goal for my capstone was to do some sort of like healthcare drive where underserved individuals in the surrounding communities could come to receive like free healthcare screenings. It's like blood pressure, blood sugar levels, cholesterol levels, et cetera, things along those lines. However, thanks to Miss Rona, when she decided to start this little thing called a pandemic, unfortunately, it became socially inappropriate to poke strangers with needles in public. So we had to cancel that. Then I decided I was gonna do something else, but I still wanted to like work in the disparity realm. And coincidentally, around this time, I also had several family members who were hospitalized due to COVID as well. So I started paying a little bit closer attention to kind of like emerging trends between like minorities and non-minorities with regards to like COVID deaths, COVID like other complications and like needs for intubation when hospitalized and things along those lines. And I found that early on, minorities were like 4 to 5 times more likely to die if they were hospitalized if they went to the hospital than non-minorities. And kind of like, obviously when you hear such a huge discrepancy, like a lot of people's initial question is like, why? So for me, like that was a big part of like driving this is like, I had family members who were hospitalized and I was like, why are like minorities like such at a disadvantage or like being disproportionately, I guess, harmed, so to speak. And kind of through that, and like the questions are like, okay, what were the cause of these drastic outcomes? Like, is it our patient's fault? Is it the fault of providers? Is it kind of systemic failures on our end as providers? And spoiler alert, it's never the patient's fault. That's just kind of like general life advice for you as you move throughout medical school. So I worked with a team of a couple medical students, my mentor, as well as some undergrads who we all kind of worked on this project together. And we basically administered a nationwide survey to patients and physicians. We had thousands of responses and we were examining things like socioeconomic status, so like education, income level, where people were getting their information about COVID, like what social distancing factors and like what guidelines they were abiding by. And like we compiled all of this information. And we found there were a lot of systemic factors that were leading to these disparities. So even when we were controlling for things like education and income and like where people were getting their information from, like minorities were still more likely to have lost their jobs due to COVID. They were more likely to have lost their health insurance, to have difficulty affording medications, which the medications that they were taking were like to help control their other like health issues that they were having, which put them into the high risk category. It's like this whole combination of things was like already working against our patients. But then from the physician survey, we found things like unconscious biases and things that were kind of affecting the care that providers were providing to them. So if you compile it from the factors that like patients are already coming from a disadvantage because they're suffering from all of these other issues like that are happening behind the scenes, like not even related to the health. And then when they go to get help, like you have healthcare providers who like are, their biases are kind of these are unconscious, like they're not aware that these are happening, but they're like affecting that the care that they're providing to these patients. So that was like a lot, and there's obviously like multifactorial, like there's a lot more things kind of leading into this, but these are just a few things that we were able to like point out in our survey. So then the question with this becomes like, what do you do with this information? It's like now you like have a source or like somewhere to start acting and like what's going on. But like it is a little stressful sometimes kind of just reading these studies and saying like, oh, well, yeah, like that's cool to know that like this is the reason why it's happening, but like how do we act on it? So luckily, like the great thing about the University of Michigan, U of M now has required unconscious bias training for physicians and learners. So it's something that you guys would all do at the University of Michigan as medical students. And it's basically, it teaches you like how to identify these biases that you have. It also gives you a few skills and like things to overcome them when you're providing care to patients and also when you're just kind of like living your everyday life. So it just makes you a lot more like socially aware in general. And now we're also working to connect more of our underserved individuals with social workers and people to help like any patients who are struggling. And there's still a lot more that like we're trying to figure out what we can do, but it's also one of these things like you try to make small steps to like overall at the end of the goal. Like your end game is like, let's make a big change, but like we need to make like these small steps to get there. So that's currently like where we are in the midst of our research project. Unfortunately, through it, I was able to get 2 publications and a poster out of it as well. So that's also something that you can do with your capstone project. You can make it into like some sort of research venture that can help you with residency planning and things along those lines, kind of like down the line. But yeah, so like I said, it's a long road. This topic obviously expands to outside of the COVID era, but this was just kind of something that I found that was personally like interesting in my life. This was something that I was dealing with and kind of experiencing every day. So I was able to kind of adapt it and evolve it into my own capstone project. And I guess very briefly, we were also asked to speak a little bit on like what made us choose Michigan. So I know Nicole is going to speak on this as well. So I'll like try not to steal any of her, like what she's going to say. But typically I would say the big thing for me, it all comes down to community. And I would say it's frustrating like over the virtual format. And I know this, especially because I just finished residency interviews a couple months ago. But getting to know the community, getting to know the people, like I was very set on going to another medical school until my second look weekend at the University of Michigan. Like my second look weekend, I loved it. Like the people were amazing. And I was like, oh, this is absolutely where I want to be. And I've never regretted that decision since being here. And aside from that, like the pass fail curriculum is also like something that I think should not at all be overlooked. Personally, at first I was like, oh, like getting graded is gonna keep me like motivated to study and like blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, it's like all of you guys at the end of the day, like grades aren't what got you here. It's like your intrinsic drive to kind of do well and succeed and like care for your patients. That's what got you here. And that's what got you admitted to the University of Michigan. Like there's a thorough admissions process kind of looking at all of that. So the pass fail curriculum really just gives you a very low stakes environment to like do your learning while also being able to like socialize. Like we're a very collaborative group of med students. All of us are friends with each other, or like we're all like civil with each other. Like there's not really any issues or anything amongst us because it's not like a competitive environment necessarily. And lastly, I'll say this, like as an M4 who's like on the way out, Michigan can definitely provide you with many opportunities that some other medical schools cannot. And this is something that I neglected early on in medical school, but now that I'm kind of on the tail end of things, I'm extremely appreciative of kind of Michigan's reach, Michigan's network, and all that kind of they've been able to do for me. And kind of the name carries, and kind of like Dean Gay was saying early on, Like I've been in Europe and people wearing like a Michigan t-shirt and people are like, go blue. So it's like the name definitely like has a lot of weight, and it can help you kind of, as you're thinking of the long-term goals, it's like, where do you want to be kind of 4 years from now? It's like when you're sitting down as an M4, it's like what position, like what medical school will get you to the position that you want to get to. So that's just kind of like a piece of advice that I would say take into this decision with you guys. But it was a pleasure meeting you guys, and good luck. Go blue. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me at any time. Like I'll leave my email in the chat.
Thanks, Des. We do have one question actually in the chat already about, it might be for just generally the speakers. How has being a part of the council or even student orgs in general shaped your time as a medical student and your plans for your future career? So I'll leave that open to whoever wants to take it.
I can speak on this as well. So I think just in general, that speaks a lot to what I was saying about the community. The student orgs at Michigan are great because it seems like there's basically a student org for everything here. And if there's not, there's been several of my classmates who have started their own student orgs, and these now, like, we're 4th years now. So like these have been going on for like several years, like since they started them as our first years or when we were first years. And it really just helps build a strong sense of community. You always feel like you have an ally, no matter how you identify in any way, shape, or form. And it really just kind of makes navigating this medical school space, and like med school is very stressful. So it's always nice kind of having those friends, like those people that you can kind of lean on. And it also gives you a nice little distraction typically from kind of the typical day-to-day, like, oh, I need to study, like, oh, I need to go to work and take care of patients. So it's a nice little distraction as well. So I personally feel like they've benefited me a lot just by making me a more like well-rounded person.
I can echo a little bit of what Des said about like some of the organizations being brand new or like in only like a few years old. The Michigan Journal of Medicine, which I think is a very unique organization. I'm not quite sure how many other medical schools have a journal that is entirely run by students, and it's actually only in its 5th year of conception. And I think within that, I've learned a lot about clinical research. And because of that, I'm going to actually pursue an additional degree that I'll be starting this spring. So it's actually, I got started with the idea of thinking, okay, maybe research will be something I want to do, maybe it won't. And then I got affiliated with the journal. And because I started liking the journal so much, and then I started pursuing a dual degree, and voila, that'll happen in 2023. And with respect to the Student Diversity Council, I think safe to say, like, Yemi is amazing, and everyone on the council is absolutely incredible. And I mean this from the bottom of my heart. When I'm with that organization, I feel very fulfilled. I feel worthy. I feel like I can have a space and contribute to the growth of every medical student at this medical school. And I think Kirthi, who's our vice chair for education, said it perfectly, because I just met Yemi in person last week, okay? We have been working virtually together. I didn't know how tall she was. I couldn't put like everything together. And so it was beautiful to be able to do that. But we've accomplished so much. I just think of what we could do if we were in person. So for all the things that we talk about, just times it by 10, times it by 100. If like whatever you want to dream it, I think it can happen here.
I definitely want to jump in and say thank you so much, Sammy, for like, I echo everything that Sammy said. I echo everything that Des said. Student Diversity Council has been amazing. Sammy has been amazing, is amazing. Very excited to see what she does with the Michigan Journal of Medicine as well. And for me, I think that there are a couple things that I have found in my time with Student Diversity Council, as well as in my role as Honor Council, as well as which is a part of the Student Council. One thing that I was nervous about when I first started med school was talking to faculty. I just felt uncomfortable with them. I could talk to peers, I could talk to staff, but for some reason, if there was an MD, I just got tight. And that's something that I kind of had to push myself out of a little bit. I had to push myself out of my comfort zone, and especially with Honor Council, where we sit on this board, and you'll get a little bit more details about that later, but we sit on this board, and it's essentially faculty, staff, and deans, and we sit there and we represent students, right? That's our role. And so there's me and another student, and if me or the other student don't speak, then the student's voice is not heard, right? And so in that situation, I realized, okay, this is now no longer just about Yemi and Yemi's fear of speaking out in public, right? It's important for me to speak up because I was elected to this position, and I was elected to represent the student body and to advocate for the student body, right? And so when I realized that it was something a little bit bigger than me, it was a little easier to do, a little bit. But I think most importantly is that being in these leadership positions, they've encouraged me, they've kind of forced me to get out of my comfort zone and to be more comfortable speaking in spaces and taking up space. And so now I am very comfortable with faculty. Sometimes, yeah, I don't think there's anything such thing as too comfortable, but I've gotten very comfortable with faculty and just comfortable with asserting my, like, speaking my voice and speaking truth to my voice. So yeah, I think that's really important.
Thank you all so much. Those were wonderful answers. And I want to introduce our last speaker for tonight, and maybe she can add her answer if she wants. But I'm excited to have one more M4 here to speak with you all about her capstone project. So this is going to be Nicole Honey. She is from Long Island and went to University of Michigan and studied kinesiology. She also was on the swimming and diving team while she was there. At medical school, she's involved in the Latin American Native American Medical Student Association, or LANAMA. She's the chair for Native American Affairs. She's also the president of Galen's Medical Society, the dance czar for the smoker, which you will learn more about soon. She is the choreographer and also a dancer for Biorhythms, the orthopedic surgery interest group leadership member, and also is in the Global Health and Disparities Path of Excellence. So she does quite a bit here in our community. Please welcome Nicole.
Thank you so much, Sophie, for the beautiful introduction. And hi, everybody. Welcome. I'm so excited for you guys to be here. I feel like it was just yesterday that I was in your seats, not like at home in a pandemic, but doing second look things, and it has just flown by. So just enjoy this whole process. I'm so excited for you guys. And just like Sophie had said, I'm also an M4. I, just like Des, have just found out that I matched today, and I matched into orthopedic surgery. So we'll find out Friday where we're heading. But yeah, thank you so much for having me. I guess I'll tell you a little bit about myself first, and then I can kind of share my capstone with you. So like Sophie said, I'm originally from Long Island, but my mom grew up in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. So if you're familiar, we call it the UP. And there's a little mitten thing. Is this the right way with the backwards zoom thing? Yeah, so like Michigan, the mitten, and then there's another part that's like attached to Wisconsin, that's the Upper Peninsula. And my mom grew up on our Native American reservation up there. So I am an enrolled member in the Keweenaw Indian community, and I would go up there for powwows growing up. And so I experienced what it was like to have family and cousins growing up in a rural area in Upper Peninsula, Michigan, compared to where I was growing up on Long Island, would spend summers there. And so my whole, I don't want to call it a calling, but maybe it is, purpose for kind of coming to medical school and doing my thing was that I wanted to bring my perspective of what I know about Native Americans and Native American health, and make an impact and try to get more Native Americans involved in being doctors and paving the way a little bit. So I was hoping to open some doors if anybody wanted to walk through them. And so naturally I came to Michigan Med School and was like, I'm going to build a pipeline program, and it's going to be easy because Michigan has so many resources. It's going to be great. And in case you couldn't guess, it's not easy, but I think I'm on my way because Michigan does have so many resources. So we're like moving through this thing. My capstone project was all about looking at the numbers of Native Americans in the state of Michigan, as well as across the country, who were applying to medical school, as well as who were admitted currently at medical schools in the state of Michigan and also around the country. I can share my screen and show you the poster I came up with. I actually haven't shown this poster to any of the admissions people yet, so I hope you guys like it. Feel free to give me any honest opinions. Basically, like I said, we were looking at numbers, and if you just want to look at this little graph that I have here, I was just looking at comparing Native American students to white students. And And here we're looking at applicants. These top bars are applicants, and these bottom bars are students who are enrolled. So as you can see, the prevalence ratio of Native Americans compared to white students, there's a lot less who are applying than white students. And then looking at enrolled, Michigan actually does a pretty good job of having diversity and keeping kind of like equity compared to the population within the state. And the US is still kind of down here, but Michigan is actually doing a good job. I mean, the University of Michigan, as well as the other schools in the state of Michigan. So, but I think the University of Michigan is probably the best one. But I'm going to stop sharing right now because I like seeing everybody's faces. But so the whole point of that was I got some data to show that we needed more people who are Native Americans to apply to medical school. It's not just being like getting enrolled and getting like accepted. It's about having like earlier on in that pipeline of like getting high school kids, middle school kids pumped about going to college and getting on their way. So I actually met with the education committee from the 12 different tribes in the state of Michigan and talked to them about some funding that I may have found and how we can create a camp for high schoolers to go to over the summer and get them excited about sciencey things and maybe get them excited about medicine. So I'm really excited about this project, and it was all because I had time and funding and help through the University of Michigan. There are so many people here who know people who know other people who can help you do things. That was one of my why Michigans, is because if there's something that you're interested in, whether it's a specialty that you want to go into, whether it's research you want to do, there is somebody here that will help you do that. And if they can't do it, then they will tell you somebody who they know that can get you to do that thing. And so that is what I love about Michigan, is that there's so many people here who are just willing to help you, even if they've never met you. You're just like, hey, I'm a medical student here and I really want to do orthopedics. It's like what I did. And the attending was like, oh, that's awesome. Why don't you come shadow me in clinic? Here are my days. Like, pick a day, just come through. And so everybody's just willing to help you. That's one of my favorite parts. And lastly, I'll say, like what Sophie alluded to was that the list of, she probably ran out of breath, like listing all the things that Des was involved in and the things that I'm involved in, all the student orgs that we have here. Like, that's huge with wellness, and huge that, like Des mentioned, the pass fail thing. Like, that was awesome for me because I got to dance in biorhythms and I got to act and dance in The Smoker, which is our satirical musical that we put on every year. That's like totally written and like roasts our faculty, and we put on this whole play. But wow, I just went on, like, that was probably the longest ever run-on sentence. But yes, that I love Michigan. I think if you want to be successful, you can definitely come here. Yemi, I know you said that you like feel like you're a better leader now, and they don't say Michigan's like the leaders and best for nothing. Like, you're going to be a leader here. We build people who are going to like change the world, just one step at a time. So if you're ready for that, just get excited. I'm so excited for you guys. I'm pumped. We had a good morning too of like good news of getting matched. So I'm just still riding that high, and maybe you can tell, but I'm still excited for you guys too. It feels like just yesterday I was second look weekending and getting pumped to come to Michigan. Also, wait, side note, whenever Dean Gay speaks, I like tear up a little bit and like get like teary-eyed, emotional, like, oh my God, yes, go Blue, I agree. But yes, so if that doesn't get you pumped, then I don't know what will. Keep coming to these slam things. I think it's awesome. And best of luck. Any questions, obviously I'll put my email in the chat as well, but feel free to reach out. Good luck, guys.
Thank you so much, Nicole. That was amazing. It's awesome to hear all the things you all are doing. It makes me really excited for my M4 year. That feels very, very long time from now, but hopefully it's around the corner. So we are going to end the night with an introduction to our SLAM steering committee. So they are all here and have joined us, and you've met them all with their Slack posts. Hopefully you all are checking Slack and make sure you have your notifications on and everything. So we're just going to ask them to just briefly introduce their name and everything. You've read a lot about them on Slack, but also talk a little bit about the upcoming events that they have, that their subcommittees have planned, as well as their answer to why Michigan. So we will start with Emily.
Hi all. This whole panel has just gotten me so pumped up, and I have nothing to do except go back to studying neuro, but I'm really excited to take that energy into that after this. And it's awesome to see all of your faces after meeting some of you on the interview trail. I'm Emily Vogt. I'm a first-year medical student here at Michigan. I'm from Washington, D.C. originally and graduated from Northwestern University outside Chicago area in 2018. And I guess my sort of like role here in SLAM is that I'm one of the co-leads with Natalie, who I think will introduce herself shortly, for our diversity and health equity subcommittee of Second Look. And we're really, really excited. We've been working hard to try to put together some awesome programming for you all. One event that Natalie will give you another teaser of some of our other programming, but one event we're really excited about is a panel next Monday, or it's sort of an unpanel, to help feature some of the awesome student and faculty duos and mentorship, not just between student and faculty, but also between students and students, as I'm sure you've witnessed here a little bit tonight, specifically focused on the whole sort of breadth of diversity and health equity related efforts here at Michigan Medical School. There's unfortunately too many for one set of breakout rooms and one panel, but we're going to give you a flavor and hopefully you can get to see a couple different things. And in terms of why Michigan, I think for me, even just being here tonight has sort of taken me back to our virtual Second Look last year and a lot of why I chose Michigan, which is, I think, in being on the interview trail and looking at a lot of schools, there are lots of places that have resources. There are lots of places that have compelling faculty, but the way that not just students, but also faculty talk about students here is really special. And I think that's something that since starting here, I have been really, really grateful to see that it's real, it's authentic, and it's something that makes us all better, as Dean Gay said, much more eloquently than I can. And so now I'll pass it off to Jeremy.
Hey, thanks, Emily. First of all, it's so amazing to see all of you here. I remember when I was sitting in your chairs, again, not in your home chairs. That would be weird. But it's cool to see you all here, so bright and shining, and excited about Michigan, like I was just a year ago. It's just cool to think back to that time and how much opportunity there was. There's still a lot of opportunity. Anyway, a little bit about me. I'm an M1 here, and I graduated from Washington St. Louis in 2019. During my gap year, I taught with Kaplan and did some exploring, went and hiked a bunch until pandemic hit, and then things became a little bit more sitting in chairs and in bed all day, but that was fine. So I'm the chair for Life Outside the Classroom, the SLAM committee here. And our role through the rest of the month is really to give you guys a sense of what Ann Arbor is like, what the different communities here are like, both in the med school and those that you can explore outside of the med school. One thing that, unfortunately is being missed with this virtual format is getting the real sense of what Ann Arbor is like and coming here, having that face-to-face interaction with your classmates. And through some of our programming, we're going to really try and emulate that. Possibility as much as possible, and try and really give you guys that sense that you can get the feel of Michigan. So a few events that we're aiming to kind of promote that idea. We're going to have an Ann Arbor venue mixer, which will be a way for you guys to hop around different breakout rooms that'll each feature a different aspect of Ann Arbor culture. There'll be rooms for restaurants, there'll be a room for like bookstores, there'll be a room for outdoor spaces, and there'll be students in each of these rooms telling you a little bit about these different opportunities in Ann Arbor. That'll be on March 29th. That'll be at 8:30, so mark that down. We're also going to be releasing a map for you all to be able to, like, sort of interactive map for you all to be able to navigate, so that you can see different student submissions about favorite places in Ann Arbor, little blurbs about each, little pictures about each. And then we're also going to be having a March Madness bracket for you all to join, especially exciting this year, given that Michigan is looking to make a run for it. So you'll get some info on that in the next few days. And please sign up. We're trying to get prizes for you guys too. So I think it'll be really fun. My why Michigan really ties into what I said earlier about getting a feel of this place. Like, one thing that I really got a sense of when I did tour here was just the amazing sense of community. And that's really important to me. And I think that's really important to a lot of people here. is just getting to feel like you're a part of something greater than yourself, and that you have resources to support you, but that you can also be there for the people around you. At the end of the day, that's what community is really all about. So I think of all the places that I was interested in and looking at, Michigan really just gave me that vibe more so than anywhere. And that has only been affirmed since coming here and actually enmeshing myself in the community. So I hope you guys take that into consideration when making your decision.
Hi, everybody. So nice to see all of your shining faces, as my classmates put it, full of excitement, definitely bringing us back to where we were a year ago. So I'm Natalie. I'm from Clarkston, Michigan. I graduated from Hope College in 2018. I'm an M1 as well. I'm co-leading the Diversity, Health, Equity Subcommittee with Emily. And yes, we've been working really hard. We're excited about the programming we're getting ready to showcase for all of you. So in addition to the Monday Night Live we'll be doing a week from now, we will also be hosting several different social hours over Zoom with the various identity-based organizations. So look out on Slack for some advertising about those. Those will start up next week, I believe. But those will be opportunities to kind of hang out virtually with current members of Black Medical Association, LANAMA, the Middle Eastern Descent Group. Everyone has really long acronyms here. You'll learn that. So I'm just going to keep dropping them and you'll learn them. But UAMSA, we have the Medical Students for Disability Health and Advocacy. So a lot of really great groups. So if you identify or like as with those groups or as an ally and want to connect with them, you'll be more than welcome to join for those. And then lastly, we're also in the process of creating a handbook for all of you, which will be like a PDF download of the many, many diversity, health, equity related activities, involvements here. We talked a lot about how some of these things you kind of find out by word of mouth and they're not in one place, but there's so many incredible things to do in Ann Arbor and surrounding areas. So we're going to try to get that all together for you. And then for me, why Michigan? I definitely echo a lot of what has been said tonight, but just to add on, I would say just the incredible opportunities for mentorship here. I think I felt that from when I was interviewing and had my interviewer, who's like an emergency medicine physician, respond to my interests and say, oh my gosh, I know this person who I was in medical school with, who's on faculty, who you would connect really well with, to now being here and like getting handpicked a Path of Excellence mentor. There's just really great opportunities to connect and feel supported by faculty and students. So yes, great place. Go Blue. And I will pass it off to May.
All right. Good evening, everyone. My name is May Crumbly, and I'm originally from North Alabama, and I completed my MBA at the University of Alabama before coming to Michigan, but I'm excited to be a Midwest resident these days. So I'm the chair of the hosting committee, and our job is to make you guys feel welcome and answer all of your questions. So two of the ways that we were working on that is with our SLAM hosting committee, which many of you signed up for. I had so much fun reading all of your profiles and matching you guys up this weekend. It was truly like such a joy to get to know you guys. You're all amazing, and I'm so excited that you're here with us for SLAM. And so hopefully you'll be receiving that email today. Most of you should already have it. But if you didn't get a chance to participate in SLAM hosting, we're also going to have something that's a contact sheet, and hopefully that will help answer any questions that you have. So we'll have categories represented from all the student organizations, things like how to survive the winter weather in Ann Arbor, which if you're out of state like I am, that was a huge question for me, and long distance relationships, you name it, we'll have a category for it. So we're really hoping to provide you those connections, get those questions answered. For me, making my decision on whether to medical school, those casual interactions with medical students was what sold me on Michigan. Everyone here was so genuine. It was really awesome and positive, and it's still true today. You can hear it from everyone that's spoken in this past panel. So moving into my why Michigan, mine is definitely for the community. And coming to Michigan, I knew there were a lot of opportunities, but I think the people that surround you with those opportunities was what really makes it so special. And I can't imagine a more uplifting group of M1s to do the first year with, even virtually. It's really been a truly great experience working with faculty, working with staff. Everyone's just really joyous. And the second point I love to make is that we really have friends between classes. So I got done working with the matchstick committee for our M4s that we'll be matching on Friday. And I just had such a fun time like getting to know the M4s. There's a ton of friendship between classes, which I think is something really special, and you don't see that everywhere. So again, our committee is hoping to connect you guys, answer any questions, but please reach out if you have something that we haven't been able to answer yet. So looking forward to getting to know you guys. Thanks.
Thanks, May. Xinghao, you're next if you want to do a quick introduction on your Why Michigan.
Yeah, once again, Xinghao. I think you guys probably see me post on Slack, on M1 in the MSTP. And, I think along with Sophie, we're co-leads. We just want to give you a good flavor of Michigan. Obviously you can't be here right now. So in a way, we just kind of want to bring Ann Arbor into the World Wide Web. And I think for my Why Michigan, it's very similar to others. It's about community, but at the end of the day, I think you're going to learn to take a history no matter where you go, right? You're going to know these procedures. Medicine has been around for several thousands of years. But I think it's really important, what kind of communities we're going to serve, right? And whose voices we would amplify. So for me, I think that was really important in understanding who I was going to become as a person, not just as a physician. So just something for you guys to all consider. And lastly, we'll have Sophie finish this one off.
Thanks. So you all hopefully know me already from the Slack channel. I'm Sophie Gutterman. I'm an M1, and I'll be co-hosting or co-chairing this slam. So please feel free to message me if you ever have any questions during this month, or even after you hopefully matriculate here. And if you have any questions, I'm happy to help you all. So my Why Michigan is something that if you were here for the interview day that I did the Thursday night event, you've already heard this story, I apologize. But I decided Michigan when I first came to the interview here, and it's something that I'm really sad you all didn't get to actually experience being in person, but I got to the hospital. I was so nervous that day, and we met Carol and Dean Gay and everybody, and it was just like very exciting, very intimidating, but we actually, walking around the hospital, walking around the med student library and everything, every single med student that I passed, and they all knew who we were in our suits and not knowing where we were going, every single one of them was smiling, was telling us good luck, was saying, we're so happy you're here. I kid you not, there was not a single person who did not at least smile at us. So that really spoke deeply to me about what other people are talking about with the community here and how genuine it is. And that just made me say, okay, I'm done. I know I'm going here. So I hope you all can take that and think about it as you make your decisions and as you experience the next month with us. And yeah, that is all we have for you all tonight. Please, we're so excited you're here. Please use Slack for whatever questions you have and to interact with us. There'll be other med students on Slack as well to answer your questions and engage with you and have just general conversations. We'll post all of our updates on there, so be checking it. There'll be stuff pretty much every day there for you. And yeah, please reach out to us, but also please reach out to each other and get to know each other. This is also a time for you all to get to know your classmates. I'm already super amazed with the community that you all have created. I've noticed that there's already a Slack channel for sharing pictures of your pets, which is amazing. It made me so happy to see that. So I love that kind of thing. You all are awesome. It's clear why you all are here, because you're just amazing people. So I'm excited to get to know you. That's all we have for you tonight. If anyone else has anything to add, let me know, but we will see you on Slack, and please come back for the next Monday Night Live. It's going to be awesome.